welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real metaphysical and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, we're going to be talking about the magical properties of eggs. Yes, you heard me right. I said eggs. These are an amazing ingredient to the kitchen, and honestly, they're pretty handy to any practitioner or cook in general. They're just a versatile food. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me about eggs because they are affordable. And in this day and age, things are getting a little costlier. We got to do a little bit more to make our, normal food budget go. And eggs are a great option. Now, I've also been asked, what is better, white or brown? I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, neither one. I actually prefer the white eggs. I don't know if it's just me, but I find they crack easier for me than the brown eggs do. But at times when I just don't get the white eggs, or they ain't got them, they're sold out, I purchase these, no issues. So really any egg is up to you. Now some people do have an egg allergy, so check that if you got one. And make sure you're cooking your eggs well. Alright, but with that said, what is it metaphysically that eggs are so good for? Well, first off, straight out of the gate is manifestation. One of the big things eggs are so well used for is just manifestation. Eggs are symbolic of the womb. They're symbolic of fertility. They're symbolic of creation of an intention. So you can easily sit down and charge an egg with the intention that you are wanting. Some people will even take and draw on the shell, part of that intention, do some sigil work on the shell and charge it. Now if you're drawing on the shell, be careful cracking it, or make sure what you're drawing with is edible, or at least safe, okay? I personally skip drawing on the shells. It's something I don't like to do. And many of you know I ain't got the most gentle of hands, so I'm always worried I'd crack the thing. But if I do draw on the shell, it would be hard-boiled eggs that then I'll draw on it. Just a little easier on that one. But once the egg is charged, then you can utilize the egg to help draw that to you. Now, a lot of people I have heard will say, take the egg outside, spread it into the garden to draw what you want to you via your garden and all that. Well, that's great if you got a garden. What about us that don't got a garden? Many people live in a city apartment with no garden. And I've seen people try to use eggs in their potted plants, and I don't know if they did it right or wrong, but it created a nasty mess and smell in their house. But the thing I'm trying to say here is that you can easily just take that egg that's been charged with the intention, crack it, and you can actually cook with it and eat it and literally internalize the intention and prosperity or whatever it is you're wanting to bring to you and bring it to you. Now, the key here is, if you want to bring health, eat it. If you want to bring prosperity, eat it. If you want to bring something positive, feel free to eat it. If you're trying to draw in something that isn't positive, first off, I don't know why you'd want to draw that in. Or if you're trying to manifest something that's not necessarily positive, you might not want to eat that. I have seen people do curses with eggs. If you're using an egg in this way, you don't want to eat it. And well, I guess unless maybe you're feeding the individual you're cursing. But that gets into a whole new series, doesn't it? Okay, so that's one way that you can use it, is to just for manifestation in general. And that right there, pretty much, we could shut this video off and be like, we're done. Manifest what you want. Eggs are awesome. But the second place that eggs really shine, and this is great because we're already using them to cook with, is something called eggshell powder. That's right. The shells of these little guys is used in a lot of magical practices as a protection powder. Yes, this shell, its entire purpose is based around protection. So utilizing eggshell powder as a natural correspondence to protection magics is perfect. It can also be used as to improve physical health. I know some people who grind it up and sprinkle it in food as like to eat it. I've never done that, and you do have to roast it to make sure it's good and sanitary and all that, but that's too much work for me, so I just use the powder and spell work. If I'm doing protection magic, I'll just eat the egg itself. But what you would do in order to make eggshell powder, or the way I do it personally, is I save the eggshells. I let them dry really well. I will usually place them in an oven just about 150, 200 degrees or so, and let them sit there just to make sure if anything is on them, it's going to kill it. And then I will just powder them up. Now, I actually have a coffee grinder that I use for magical purposes only, no culinary uses. And you throw some eggshells in there and hit that button, it'll powder them in 20 seconds or less. Great use of it. And then I store it in a plastic bag and keep it in my work area for if I need it. A little bit goes a very long way. And a carton of eggs. If I'm ever in need of eggshell powder, I usually just make eggs for dinner and make a large meal of it. And then I got plenty. So it's very easy to do, very economical to get, and it's a very, very potent protection thing. You can even use it to sprinkle in a circle to create a circle. A lot of people sprinkle it over door sills and window sills to protect their home. Or you can use it in protection spells and dress a candle with it and the like. Very, very handy. Now, one area people don't think about is eggs are fantastic for solar magic. That golden, sunny little yolk in these guys does have an association with the sun, and because of that, eggs can be tied into solar magic if you were to use them for that. And they are a great component in solar magic. This can help with gardening, people. A lot of people love to do gardening, and this is a great way to get you going. It also can help a bit with the weather magic. Say it's overly rainy and you want the rain to split. That solar magic can help you negate some bad weather. I know plenty of people in my area have used it during, we'll say, hurricane season to in hopes that flooding or the likes would avoid our area. And that's understandable. It's actually a really good use for it. Now, one area that I have recently, in the last 4 or 5 years, actually noticed that eggs really do excel, and I've been doing a bit more research on, and a lot of students and other practitioners are finding that eggs are really, really good at is getting rid of a dark mood, a grumpy mood, or even depression. So I have seen them used a lot in kitchen witchery for banishing a dark mood or depressed mood. And they do. They seem to work very, very well. And I would also think that might be part of their nutrition value. There's some research that's saying that the fat content in an egg and everything is it's good for the mental state and helps the mental state produce a more joyful, better mood and helps offset depression. Now, anytime we talk about depression or anything on here, I try to remind you all, I am not a doctor. Please, if you are depressed, if it's not just you're not just having a bad day, see somebody. Get some help. It really shouldn't be left untreated if you believe it's that bad. Now, if you're having a bad day, we all have those. That's understandable. That's different. Never rely on magic solely when it comes to your health. Focus on modern medicines and even homeopathic remedies if you have a homeopathic specialist that you trust. But I'd even couple that with seeing my doctor personally, but that's me. And then magic to prop that up and help it along, just for safety's sake. Okay, so that's it. These little guys are an amazing addition to your kitchen, not only for cheap, inexpensive food that is versatile, but also in magic. And let's be honest, that first one, just an ingredient that is hyper-focused on manifestation, is pretty amazing. So you can get very creative with eggs and really put them to the test and utilize them to help draw what you want to manifest into your life in. And that is really, in my mind, where they truly excel, is just in that raw manifestation. Of course, I'm not going to lie, I love eggshell powder for protection spells and that's a natural byproduct of what I'm already using anyway. So we're getting every bit of use out of that little egg, and that's an amazing, amazing value. Now, I would highly recommend you give this a try. Everyone is very, very picky on how they eat their eggs. They are versatile. You can make them into a custard. You can fry them. You can over easy. You can scramble them. You can make them into an omelet. Me personally, hard-boiled omelets or just a good fried sunny side up is usually the way I go with working with my eggs. And a scrambled. Did I say scrambled? Anyways, I like them scrambled too. It just depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm in for a little different, but it is versatile. Now, if I have the time and the inclination to do like an egg pudding or an egg custard style dish, I'll do it. And they're pretty freaking good. But more often than not, if I'm going to do something like that, I tend to lead toward just a big skillet scramble with meat and eggs. I'm lazy that way, but these are great. So, if you are looking to get more into kitchen witchery, I would highly encourage you to give eggs a try. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the magical properties of eggs. I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.